The Red Devil. Painting duty begins on the Red Devil. Last I left off, I did get everything primered, and I started with the cockpit. Got a basically a darker gray for the cockpit tub. Then painted everything the same color, the seat and everything else in here. And then I went back in, and I don't know if you can see it, but I put some washes in, just some dart washes, get all the recess, and then I'll go back in and do a little bit of dry brushing and add some of the cockpit decals and put the pilot in. And then once I get the pilot painted, and then I can put the canopy on and get that all masked off. The Red Devil pilot. I actually do a two-part process when I do modern jet pilot figures. I actually start with a khaki drab, which is basically Tamaya's, and then I use Vallejo's Russian uniform model color, which I put the khaki drab on first, and then I dry brush the Russian green on, which I think gives it a very modern look, and you don't have to actually try to go find it, you know, flight suits in a bottle, but I think it turns out real nice. Then I'll do a little more, put a little white in it, and just get the highlights some more. And then of course I got to paint the helmet, hoses, and a few other stuff, and then get him all into the cockpit. I did get the pardon me, whatever the little triangle thing is called. I got that glued on, and then all I lack now is just doing dry brushing and doing some final little painting on it, and I'll be pretty much done with the cockpit, and I'll put the canopy on after I get the pilot painted. And I went ahead and just pre-shaded the whole entire top and most of the bottom, and once this dries I'll flip it over and basically just go at it. Notice pre-shading don't have to be very pretty at all. You can just go to town and be crooked and everything, but it just gives everything a fine shading once you get the base coat on. And for the base coat for modern jets, I prefer 1728 light ghost gray from Model Master. I think that is the best color for modern gray jets. I just love it. And I got to go to the hobby store and get some more, because I'm only got like a quarter of this, and I don't think that'll be enough to finish it. So off to the hobby store I go today to pick that up, and then I can start painting the top. And basically rocking and rolling on the Red Devil. So stay tuned for that. The SR-71. Last I left off, I did get the canopy here. It had a little bit of a gap, and I went ahead and took Tulip and just filled it in, smoothed it out with my finger with a little bit of water. Took some gray. If you followed me on Facebook, you've probably seen the gray primer that I did just to basically seal in the paint. And then I went ahead and took Krylon flat black here, sprayed the whole entire model, top and bottom. I'm actually going to go one more coat, and then I'm going to take Future the whole thing, so I can put the decals on. And for the decals, we are going to use Rocketeer decals. And I don't think I've ever used these, but I am looking forward to it. These are manufactured in Germany. They look real nice, so I'm looking forward to putting these on. And we're going to do the B version, which is that emblem right there. So really nice looking decals. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will be decaling it very soon after I put the top coat on. The Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Since I had my black out, I went ahead and did a base coat top and bottom, just to give the metallic gray or silver that I'm going to use to just make it pop. And then once I get the base coat on, the silver base coat, and then I'll go in and post shade everything just to give it a little bit of definition. And on my monument tower, I basically took a two-part Bondo, puttied in all of the gaps and seams, and then I took some plaster and very lightly just did a light coat all the way from top to the bottom, and I'm going to do it on every side. And then I'm going to go back in and basically with the pencil and the ruler and just start doing random lines for the brick. And basically any kind of vacuum form kit or resin kit, hell, even a standard kit, you have to work and just roll up your sleeves and do it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just basically putting the plaster on just to blend everything on, and if I lose the detail, I lose it, and I'll just go back in and rescribe it, no big deal. And hopefully I can get a base, because I want to attach it because it'll make it more sturdier for me to screw with it, and then I can actually put the monument on the base, and then I'd be able to basically put on Lazy Susan and turn it around while I scribe the lines. But that's where I stand on that. Hopefully I have a little more time to work on that. The Xwing, pretty much done, as in sanding and everything. If you can see, it's a little grainy. So what I'm trying to do now is all I can do is sand it, and that just takes forever. So what I'm doing is basically taking primer and trying to build up cover the little grainy that's on the kit. That way just build up layer to layer, and I won't have to sand it. So that's what I'm doing on that. I'm trying to light block the engines, because if you notice here, hopefully there are a little bit of light leaks, as you can see, which I'll probably have to paint on the inside, but that's no big deal. But I'm working on that, and then I'll hopefully get most of this done, then I can do the cockpit, get it painted. I got the base, basically putty, going to have to do one more little round of putty more and sand that, but that's no big deal. But there you have it. Very fun project, just a little bit at a time. Before you know it, it will be done. And the David. Last I left off on that, I did get it rigged. I may add another one on the other side and actually have like four wires up to the smokestack. But the one thing I gotta do is figure out the bomb, if you will. This basically pivots up and down. There's actually a string or a rope that they can pull it up and then release it to go down. And I'm just going to simulate a rope from here to here, and that's just something I just got to figure out how I want to do it. But anyway, that's really all I lack, and then I get to paint it, and I am looking forward to that. And I got to go to the craft store because I want to put this on a base to just help me be able to paint it and be ready for display after I get done painting it. So that's what I got going on today. Got the David, we got the monument, we're almost rocking and rolling on the Xwing, painting the saucer, painting the SR-71, and we're pre-shading the Red Devil. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.